everyone, so for today's video I am back and I'm going to be doing a Q&A, which I feel like I haven't done a proper Q&A in a little while now, but for this Q&A I decided to make it themed and I'm going to be talking about stress and periods, as they're two things that I think that both need to be talked about and things I probably haven't talked about enough on this channel. And also this video is in collaboration with Betty Box, who's kind enough to send me their July box, so I thought it would be a really good kind of theme to have, as the box is probably one of the best ways to relieve your stress, and also just these two topics, they work very well together, they can both contribute to the other, so that's what I thought I would talk to you about today. Also, I know it's not exam season anymore, so there probably isn't this idea of exam stress at the moment, but there's obviously results day coming up and you can kind of watch this video at any time of the year and hopefully it may help you out. This is just my advice. Like I said, I've got some questions to answer that you sent in and that's just what I'm going to be doing for you today. So the first question I got asked is, how can you kind of reward yourself during stressful periods, really? So one way I rewarded myself was by saying that I could watch an episode of something on channel 4 or, you know, online. So for me, it was an episode of Friday Night Dinner. So when I was stressed and I say I had an exam the next day, I would do all my revision the night before, because realistically if you don't know something the night before, you're not really gonna know it by the morning, because you need to learn things over a gradual period of time. But it was kind of like quick past paper questions, going over my flashcards, you know, just recapping stuff. And then once I had done that and I was feeling a little bit better, then I would reward myself with an episode. So I'd allow myself to watch an episode. They're only about 25 minutes long as well, so it's a really good revision break. So I would say one way to kind of relieve and de-stress is to reward yourself, and you can do that by, you know, like I said, TV show, YouTube, having something to eat. Chocolate is always a really good reward, or an ice cream, because obviously it's really hot right now, that's why I've got my window open. But yeah, find a way to reward yourself and find a reward that you know you're gonna like. And I also think by rewarding yourself, it does calm you down, because you'll be doing something you enjoy and you're kind of taking your mind off what's stressing you out, which is obviously really, really important. Another question I got asked was how did you deal with your period in exam season? And I was really lucky. Over the 4 weeks of exams, I didn't have my period because I had it in the half term. So I was so lucky, because I know people who must have had theirs and it must have been awful, but I was so lucky with the way it timed. But I would say, you know, go about how you usually would do it. Obviously you're going to be in an exam hall, but like us, we had lunch, so take that time to sort yourself out. Make sure you have a lot of water with you. I know people say if you drink too much you always need the loo. I'm a person that doesn't really happen to. But water is really key, and also I know you can be sat down all day, which is not good, so when you can, like during breaks of exams and stuff, get as much exercise in, whether that's just walking around, you know, at lunch, don't just sit there and do nothing. And then, like I said, when you get home, reward yourself, you know, it's a really, really nice thing to do. And one of the rewards you could do is by receiving a Betty box, because I think this is a really nice idea, and it also just makes them seem a little bit less scary, a little bit more fun. So I thought I would show you what you could get in the box, and I think, you know, these boxes are probably perfect in that season as well, because it comes to your door, so you don't have to be worrying about if you've got enough supplies in or anything like that. So you get a bunch of daytime pads or tampons, whatever you want. This is perfect. You could take this bag to school. You don't have to worry about not having enough. Loads of stuff for the evening and night time. So again, you're not having to stress about that. But one of the reasons why I do think it is a really nice reward is because you do get a bunch of stuff for yourself that I guess you could use during exam season. So in the July box, I think this is one of the best things you could receive. So this is quite like a beauty themed month, I guess. So you get a highlighter, bronzing highlighter from Technic, which looks amazing. It's new, so again, you're trying out something new. You get a makeup sponge, which is super, super cute, and also a lip scrub. And I think it's really important during exam season to still take care of yourself, still good about yourself. So, you know, for me, I was still wearing, I think, concealer every day, just because I have really purple under eyes and stuff. You know, it's really good to take care of yourself. I was quite a lip biter, so a lip scrub would have been really helpful because my lips became so chapped. And then you also receive a hand cream, which is lovely, especially in exam season when you're writing so much. Your hands are probably going to be a little bit damaged afterwards. And then there's also a couple of other little things to keep you going. So for example, some sweets. These are from the Candy Kittens, which is Jamie Lang's company. So you know, this could be your revision reward. For example, you've done half an hour of revision, reward yourself with a couple of these sweets. These are in sour watermelon. There's also a face mask, which is probably really nice to put on in the evening. This is tea tree, so it's going to be really good for your skin, as often when you're stressed your skin probably does become a little bit spotty. And there's also some tea, mint green tea. The next question I got asked was how did you deal with the exam stress? So like I said, I obviously rewarded myself, but I also like to surround myself with people who probably weren't as stressed. And I know that sounds really bad, but there were people in our year who were really clever, but they just didn't feel the pressure, you know, they weren't stressed out. And there was people who were very calm before exams, and I think just to sit even next to them, you don't even have to talk to them, it's so much better than sitting with someone who is so stressed. Because I found if I was near someone who was like freaking out, about to have like a tantrum or something, I couldn't do it, because it would just make me panic. When people, I remember before going into like science exams, people were still revising, they were like saying all these things. I'm thinking, I don't want this in my brain. Before exams can be one of the worst things ever, because people like freak out, and I absolutely hated it. I hated going in before the exam. I was one of those people who just wanted to get in the hall and get it done, because it was fresh in my mind. I felt prepared enough, I mean for most of them anyway. I felt pretty good before I went in. And just surround yourself, I guess, with people who aren't like that, who aren't freaking out all the time, because it's not good for you and it's still not good for them. Because for me, I'm one of those people who's like, you just need to calm down, you know, because otherwise it's going to make me more stressed, and it makes me stressed when people are stressing. So you can't really help those people at that point, because you're not going to be helping yourself. So just find someone who you know is really calm, or who you get on well with, and you're both just in it together, really. The question is, how do you stay motivated to work when you're on your period? I know that it can be so tempting just to sit on your bed all day and do nothing. Trust me, we would all love to do that. But I guess to stay motivated, you just have to kind of just look at the end goal. That's kind of what I am. I'm kind of like an end goal person. I like to look at, well, if I do this now, then I'm going to come out with a grade that I want. I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, I can do that. So I think that's one way you can motivate yourself. Again, a reward. Rewards are always really good motivation. You know, a goal and a reward, that's all you ever need. I guess there are days where you'll probably not feel great, and it is okay to take that time off. Like, don't worry about it. There were days where I just felt so ill that I didn't want to do anything, and it is fine. It is fine to take a day or two off, because it's your body's way of telling you that you need to take some time off. So to stay motivated, I guess you just need to keep pushing yourself, keep thinking about what you want to achieve, what the goal is. Even if it's for a subject that you don't like at all, you need to find something positive about it. And for me that was, well, even though I don't like this, I do want to do well in it, because if I don't, I know I'll be upset with myself. I'm quite hard on myself. I'm like, if I don't get the grade that I want, then I'm going to be so angry, and I'll think like, what could I have done better, you know, why didn't I get this, you know, what went wrong? So I think you just have to think about that end goal. So one question I got asked a lot was, when did you start your period? I started it when I was 12. I think I was 12. It was the summer before I was going into year 8. The next question I got asked was, did you get very stressed when you sat down in the exam? Some exams I did, like when I sat down, I did think, oh my god, I'm actually here now, I'm about to do it. I was thinking, what if the questions aren't good, you know, what if I can't answer something? And there were other exams where I just felt really confident in the fact that I could go and sit down there and it would be fine. There were some exams like I went into, like the last physics exam, and I wasn't stressed because it was my last exam, it was the last day. I kind of just wanted to get it done, to be honest with you. I think at that point everyone just felt like that. But yeah, there were times I sat down and I was like, oh my gosh, we're here. It's finally here. Like on the last English literature exam, it's my favourite English paper, and then when we saw Sing Song, that I did have a little bit of like a whoo, okay, but I had predicted that. I predicted the paper, I predicted that it would be Squealer, and that it probably would be Sing Song, because the exam board are mean, and also the poem hadn't come up in a long time, Squealer hadn't come up in a long time. So yeah, there were times where I did sit in that hall and I was like, okay, and there was times where I was like, no, it's gonna be fine, it's an exam, it's cool. I think I was more stressed in like geography, English, media, maths, because they were subjects that I really wanted to do well in, and even though I felt quite confident and prepared for like English and geography and stuff, I still felt like stressed. The next question I got was, what symptoms do you have when you're on your period? I'm very lucky. I don't get cramps, I don't get headaches, I don't feel sick, I don't get anything really. The only thing I will say is I get back pain. I don't know why that is, my back just seems to really hurt. Final question I'm going to answer says, I'm currently year 10 and going into year 11 and I'm so stressed about exams. How do I not feel stressed and cope? So I guess if you're going into year 11, at the start of the year you need to enjoy yourself, because if you start working from September you will regret it. I think I started working from like October half term, so that first like 6 weeks I guess. Of course I had homework to do, I already had a like topic test coming up, but I wasn't like hardcore revising. I wasn't going home every night and revising. I was going home, doing my homework, and that was it. Like I wasn't doing revision. And then October half term I did revision because I had mocks in December, and I know it probably sounds really early to start that, and it wasn't again hardcore revision. It was kind of like I need a mind map or I need to make flashcards. I wasn't kind of learning the stuff, I was just making stuff. So I would say kind of like September to December, really like just enjoy yourself. I know most schools will have their exams in November, December time, so of course in that time chill but still be productive, you know, really revise. I think probably 6 weeks before your exam, which for me was October half term, that's perfect time to start. It gives you plenty of time, put together a timetable. I found that really helped because I could see what I was doing and when. Then January, we were told to have January off, just do homework. We weren't set very much, I don't think, because over Christmas we've been set a load of stuff, which I thought was really cruel. After doing 3 exams a day for 2 weeks. January, it was kind of like a month where obviously it was New Year, back into term. I think at that point we all knew we have 5 months, if that, till exams start. So it was a little bit like we've got to pick up the pace. There was a lot of subjects where they were like, okay, we need to finish everything now. February, everyone's like, you need to start revising in February, which I do understand. So I started in February half term, and that was because I had mocks in the March. So I will be honest, things like geography, history, media and French, they took a bit of a backseat in kind of March time, because we were only doing maths, English, science and RE for exams. So they did take a bit of a backseat, and that was fine. And then Easter, that's when you really want to like go all in. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave it a thumbs up, and if you are new to this channel then please hit that subscribe button down below. I will leave all the information to the Betty box in the description box if you are interested. Thank you so much to Betty Collective for sending that to me. The things in the box are going to be super helpful for when I need them. If you have any questions still that I haven't answered in this video that you want to know the answer to, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll be more than happy to help you out, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!